What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of La Liga Career Mode. This is episode number 23, and we're starting today's stuff on the back of two 6-goal thrillers, draws against Levante and Barcelona, with a draw for the Copa del Rey round of 32. And, I mean, of all the teams we could have got, I'll be honest here, I know it sounds crazy, I would have preferred Barcelona. I would have preferred Atletico Madrid. I would have preferred Real Madrid. No, don't want those guys, please. Villar, Unai Emery's side away from home. Just give them a bye, let them through. I mean, every time we face Villarreal, it's become a meme at this point now. They're just guaranteed 3 points before the game starts. Well, on this occasion, they're guaranteed a trip into the last 16. It comes in midweek on Wednesday night. The Copa del Rey is so interesting, you know, that the first round that the Liga side go into is in late January. And as soon as you play the first round, the second round comes days afterwards, you know. And it's just a really quick cup competition. Very interesting indeed, but yeah, I mean, I will feel the weekend side for that game. Of course, I'd love a cup run. You know, last year we were knocked out in embarrassing circumstances to our Andalusia rivals Malaga, a Segunda Division side, in extra time for our own player, as we very well remember, and I probably won't ever forget. But this time, Villarreal away, I mean, just let him through. Just let him through. Anyway, first game of today's episode, Valencia, Mestalla. Big one here. Back-to-back games without a win after draws against Barca and Levante as well. But heading into this game looking for our first win of January. Well, you remember back in December, our final game of the month, we thrashed Valencia by 5-1 in Andalusia. But this guy scored in that fixture, and he scored in this one as well. How good is this guy? I mean, last season in La Liga, he had 11 goals and I think 32 appearances. Carlos Soler, he's been heavily tipped with major European teams for next season. I'd like to see him stay at Valencia, though, to be fair. He's 25 years old now. I'd love to see him stay there. I think he's been there throughout his entire career. He's a fabulous jack-of-all-trades type of player, and he levels it for Valencia. It was a really good game, though, you know, very, very open. I thought we'd been the better team. We were looking for a winning goal in the final half an hour, and with 21 minutes on the clock, oh, finally! He's got a goal for us and not against us. Yeah, first goal of the series for us. Antonin, back from his loan spell, and you would have seen in the last episode, Rodriguez and Arrezo's loan deals have now gone through. They've left on loans, which means that backup striker role now, which is Randy Ntekas, sees our third choice striker become Antonin. He scored his first goal of the season off the bench, put us in front with 2 minutes to go, time wasting, game management. Well, in the end, I outfoxed Valencia. Yep, I was running to the corner flag, I was time wasting, I was desperately holding on for the 3 points, because that's what you got to do nowadays against the AI on Ultimate. And then I thought, I see a little gap there. Can I thread it through to Antonin? Yes, I can. Offloads to Ruben Rashina. And I tell you right now, you know, our signings at the start of the season, obviously Garcia at the back line and Tekerin as a backup striker. I think my best signing was signing this guy to a new 1-year extension. Ruben Rashina, 5th of the year. He averages just under 1 in every 3, and he pops up with a dagger in stoppage time as well. That sub, bringing on Antonin as well, was a master stroke. I thought I'd give the kid a go, see what he does. Bangs in our second to give us the lead, and then sets up the dagger as well. 3-1 the final score. Huge win, and after 9 in our last 2, back to winning ways their away at the Mestalla. Absolutely buzzing with that, because as we know, Levante in 8th place are not letting us go. Sevilla right behind in 9th as well. They are not letting us claim 7th with ease. So we've got to make sure we pick up wins consistently and go on a nice little stretch. So for the following game, back in Andalusia. Oh, well, how many times have I talked about it this year? Goalkeepers make a lot of mistakes, and it's a good thing because it's realistic. Goalkeepers are not robots, they will make mistakes. I'm glad that goalkeeping errors are in the game, and distribution in particular is at times really, really poor. What on earth was this? Poor throw out. Azuni says, gracias amigo. Goes for goal, 35 yards out, goal gaping. All he's got to do is hit the target, and he does just that. It's a really clean strike as well, isn't it? Finds the back of the net. Azuni says, cheers, mate. And it is indeed 1-0 Granada. For Azuni as well, coming in for Darwin. third goal of the season. I think he's our second highest assist maker this year as well. You know, Darwin went down and we were panicking like crazy, but to be fair, Azuni's been as good as I could have asked, really, as a standing winger on that right-hand side. And 25 minutes in, after scoring the opener, he bangs in the second as well. Picks the ball up just inside his own half, goes on a Thierry Henry-esque run, goes all the way to the edge, and they just kept backing off Espanyol. I thought, if you keep backing off, mate, I'm going to go for goal again. I just scored from 35 yards. Yes, okay, it was an open goal, but still, I can definitely strike it from range. Azuni does just that, gets his second of the game, Granada up by 2. And with 8 minutes to go before the half-time mark, leading by 2, Espanyol hadn't really got off a team bus. They were conserving energy, containing, they weren't really attacking. I felt for sure we'd get a third, and that would kill it before the break, and we did. Antonio ghosting in from the left, and as I mentioned before, I'd say 2/3 of Antonio's assists go to that man right there, Luis Suarez. That's another goal for our number 9. It's 3-0 and 58 minutes in. Once again, it worked against Valencia, and it works here at home as well. I'm going towards the corner flag. I'm dragging bodies towards me, and then I think, okay, alright, if there's space, I'll work it back in once again. We do just that. Luis Milla makes it 4. And Espanyol really were just all over the place in this game. I mean, you look at the blue shirts here. For this phase of play, it was really interesting. Look at the blue shirts totally scattered around here. Free header for Suarez, knocks it onto Antonio, and it's 5. You know, the AI at times, like I mentioned before, like even playing on Ultimate, sometimes they'll make brain-dead plays, and it's a fault of the game mechanics. I mean, how many times have you seen like every single AI shirt run towards you at full speed playing a high press, and then once you work the ball behind, you've got like 3 players on the goalkeeper, you know. Exactly what happened there, really. Just blue shirts scattered all over the place. We said cheers, and it was flicked on by Suarez for Antonio to bag his first of the game in what was eventually a 5-0 victory. So yeah, please get a clean sheet in that game, of course, but another big win too. Our goal difference right now is just unbelievable. I think we've got the best goal difference record of the season this year. It's unbelievable. So yeah, buzzing with that. But again, the only frustrating thing is knowing that in La Liga, of course, it goes head-to-head record and then goal difference. Typical, isn't it? You know, the one season where my goal difference is like, you know, massively above everyone else's, and it doesn't really count for anything. Typical, right? Still, third and final game. Back-to-back victories, buzzing with that, and an unbeaten start to January. But I thought it would probably end here. Taking on Villarreal away from home, Unai Emery's side, every time we've faced them, they've beaten us. Copa del Rey, last 32, Wednesday night on the back of the big win against Espanyol. I had a couple of starters out there, but rotated a lot of my team for this game, so I just did not feel confident, and Villarreal took a very early lead. I did go at them though. I didn't think, you know, once they got the one goal, just wave the white flag and play damage limitation. Obviously not. I kept on attacking, looked for a leveller, and we almost got it as well. 2 golden chances for Randy and Tecker, and how frustrating is that? Hit the woodwork twice, Randy and Tecker, and at the far post, Sorrow. I just didn't react on time. If I just tapped the circle button lightly, it's a simple tapping, but I didn't react on time. Villarreal scrambled it behind for a corner. We missed our best chances, and then 5 minutes after the restart. Or did you see pre-game? Linked to a move to Juventus. Mate, I'll pack his bags for him and drive him to the airport, and I ain't even got a license. I mean, seriously, I am sick of facing this guy. You know, there's always one player in every save you do that always scores against you. Gerard Moreno. Please leave Villarreal, because it's a given we'll lose to Villarreal every time we face them, and it's a given you'll score against me every time we face you. He doubled the lead, Villarreal led by 2. It was a frustrating game as well, because I hadn't played that badly. I had a couple of chances. You saw late on here, missing the target from close range, still down by 2. And then 5 minutes to go. I mean, if he is going to go to Juventus, please let it be in this window, because we still got to face Villarreal again in the league this year. Gerard Moreno. He's too good. Smacked one in, top bins, and that would cement it. Final score, Villarreal 3, Granada 0. And you see the stats here come full time as well. I didn't play that badly. Had the same amount of shots as Villarreal. Yes, the XG was lower by 2, but I wasn't that bad in the game. But in the end, the quality shone through. Villarreal get the win. We just can't beat them. And that's why I wasn't too fussed going out either, because I rotated most of my starters. Yes, there were a couple of starters out there like Rashina, for example, but for the most part, I did rotate a lot of my team, because right now La Liga is more important to me, chasing that 7th and final European spot where we are right now. So deadline day comes round. We had 10.5 million in the budget, and I thought, I am going to make a new signing. I am going to try and bring someone in, and I've been targeting this guy since last season. He was relegated with Vallecano last year. It's Santi Comisana, 26-year-old, now 77 rated holding mid. He's progressed quite nicely since the save began as well, and we didn't really have much money to work with. We only had what was his valuation, so in the end, I offered Villarreal the valuation of 10 as Villarreal. I offered Vallecano the valuation 10.5 mil plus a 15% sell-on clause as well. They said yes, he's in the Segunda Division, wants to return to playing in La Liga. We give him a pay increase for his service too, and Santi Comisana is in. Now, you look at our team right now, and you probably say we don't really need a CM because we got an abundance of them. You know, we've got Luis Mia, we've got Ateki, we've got Rashina, we've got Monchu, we've got Petrovic as well. But I like this guy for a big reason. Well, first, he's got the solid player trait, but also you look at his stats here, and you know me, I love those jack of all trades type of players. This guy, to me, could play further forward as a box-to-box. He's got a good long shot and finishing stat. He could sit deeper in a natural CDM role with some brilliant defensive stats, or he could play right through the heart of midfield. And in our team, we often play either a 4-1-4-1 with 1 DM and 2 CMs, or our alternate system is a 4-4-2 with 2 CMs or 2 DMs. I love a player that can sit deeper, be right through the middle, or play further forward, like Carlos Soler, for example, or my favourite player in FIFA, Renato Sanchez. And Comisana, to me, looks like a bit of a budget Renato Sanchez. So very happy with that deal there. 10.5 mil plus a sell-on clause, and he is in on deadline day. And speaking of 10.5 mil, well, we're going to replace that money we just spent on Comisana with this guy right here. Now, this is an interesting one. So you got Petrovic in our team right now. Now, he's a young Serbian. I'll be honest, I don't really know much about him, but to me, I've never really used him, and I can't explain the reason why, but he just doesn't seem like my sort of player. I can't really put my finger on it, but you know those sort of players that have got quality, they're young, they've got potential, but they just don't really fit into your system, or you don't have confidence using them. That's kind of how I feel with this guy right here. I mean, he's got good stats, and he's only 23, but every time I looked at him, either on my bench or when I'm rotating my lineup, you'll see he barely started any of my games, and I was thinking, I just don't use him. Like, I just don't play him at all. And now we've brought in a player to do his role that's a rating higher, yes, a few years older, and looks more like my sort of player. I thought there's no point in having him. Like, if you can't get a game without Comisana coming in, he's definitely not going to get a game with our new signing now in the team, providing more competition. So I sold him to Borussia Mönchengladbach, same fee, 10.5 mil. I'm okay with that. And I signed this guy as well from Sevilla, with a few hours remaining on deadline day. I like the look of this guy. He's got a 5-star weak foot. He's not the slowest. 80 crossing already as well. I really like that. Young talent at Sevilla right now, not getting game times. Thought I might as well snap him up for a deal, and I did as well. Just over the valuation, and we'll take it. So 2 signings on deadline day. Petrovic leaves to Germany, but this deal was definitely not going to happen. Antonio Villar, wanted by Bruno Lage's Wolves. Lads, you could put an extra 0 on that transfer fee. I am not selling him for any amount of money. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Come on, man. This is the Spanish wonder kid and the future of Spanish football. And he's one of our own, lest you forget. Nah, he's going absolutely nowhere, man. No doubt about that. So that will do it for deadline day. As you see the big deals here, Casemiro going to Manchester United for £91.8 million. Real spent big on replacing him as well. And for our business in January, selling Petrovic, who I wasn't using, for 10.5 mil. He had a year and a half left on his deal. I think that's a pretty decent sale for us. Comisana as replacement, my sort of player. And also a young winger from Sevilla as well. We got a little bit more squad depth, and we got a couple of players that I'm excited to use as well. Right now with Granada, I would say 16 games to go. It's still anyone's guess where we're finished. We're 4 points behind Barca, Atletico and Real Betis in 3rd, 4th and 5th. 3 behind Bilbao in 6th. And right now in 7th, 4 points clear of Levante and 9 clear of Sevilla. 16 games to go. We jumped up to a 4.5-star team, but it's still anyone's guess as to what Granada will be doing between now and the end of the season, and whether we'll have European football or not come the end of the year. For next season, it really is a mystery right now. But that will end today's episode of La Liga Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, be sure to like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of La Liga Career Mode very soon.